Welcome to Friday Friends, RI Elder Info's weekly look at the organizations and individuals providing resources for Rhode Island seniors, caregivers, and professionals.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 9 o'clock on Friday, and you are watching or listening to Friday Friends. I am Deb Burton, Executive Director of RI Elder Info, and your host. And with Friday Friends, every week we are bringing you information that you or someone you know needs to know about. So please hit all those social media cues, the bells, the likes, the whistles, the shares to get this information out, because the guest we're talking to today has some really important information for our veterans. And I want to make sure that we are able to reach all, I think it's about 65,000 veterans here in the state, so that they are aware of the benefits that are available. So again, hit all those like, shares, whistles, all those great cues to get this out to as many people as possible. Now, as you know, RI Elder Info is a 501c3, and we absolutely could not bring you Friday Friends without the support of our sponsors. So a huge thank you to Point 32 Health Foundation, as well as to United Healthcare, Oak Street Health, also to Washington Trust and McCarthy Law. It is with their support that we are able to bring Friday Friends to you. So huge thank you to all of our sponsors. It's unbelievably a wonderful opportunity to be able to bring this out. So today I have met a new friend that I said, oh my gosh, she has to come on the show. So I would like to welcome Tricia Cody, the Enrollment Supervisor and Administrative Officer over at the Providence VA Medical Center. Hi, Tricia.
Hello, Deb. Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I was talking to my friend Justin, who works with you, about the fact that there's been some changes in relation to the PACT Act and the Terror Act that are now making more individuals, more of our veterans eligible for services through the Providence VA Medical Center and other VA medical centers around the state, around the country. But how does someone actually enroll? Like, how do they do that? So could you share that with us today?
Yeah, there are several ways that a veteran can enroll. You can go online at va.gov. You can come in person and fill out an application here or at one of our CBOCs, which is our satellite offices, Hyannis, Middletown, and New Bedford. They don't have enrollment coordinators there, but they do send the applications to us and we process them.
And
And
when you
then
say
there's
CBOC, what does that actually stand for? Because I feel like the
so
government has like 1,000 acronyms.
yes, so that's our community care based offices. So like
CBOC,
satellite
community-based
offices.
outpatient clinic or outpatient
Yes.
center. Yeah, okay. CBOC. Awesome.
Yeah. They don't make anything easy over here.
No,
Once you
no.
think you have all the acronyms, forget it. They're going to give you more.
I feel like there's like a dictionary of acronyms. So people can walk into the CBOC to get help. They can come to the
Mhm.
Providence VA and just use the valet and walk in the front door, right?
Absolutely. And the eligibility and enrollment booths are in the main lobby in building one. If
Oh,
you
okay.
look, when you come in, if you look to the right, you'll see the open signs.
Perfect. And so what are the eligibility criteria for people to receive care at the Providence Medical Center? Do they need to bring things with them? How's
So,
that work?
yes, absolutely. We would need a copy of your DD 214.
Okay.
Some veterans of the older group don't have a DD 214, and we do have programs that we use to try to extract your military records. So that's an option as well. But if you do have a copy of that, it's very important to bring. And then when you come, we'll have you fill out the 1010 Easy application.
It feels like the DD-214 is the key to everything.
It is.
It really is, huh?
So don't lose it.
And if you did lose it,
You
yeah,
could apply for a new one, or we could extract your military records from various programs that we use.
perfect. So you walk into the Providence VA Medical Center, or you can go to the va.gov with your DD-214, and then what?
And then we would process your application and you would receive a priority group. Our priority groups run from 1 through 8. The only priority group that is ineligible to be seen by primary care would be an 8G. And that means that the veteran does not meet the criteria for any special eligibility. And their income is above the means test threshold. But there are other support that those veterans can still be seen by. If they have a service connection, they can still be seen at the VA for their service connection disability. For an example is tinnitus. You can be seen in audiology for that service connection.
And is that service connection, is that something that is reflected on your DD-214? Like, is that something that you would have had to
So a
have
service
noted
connect
before?
So a service connection is something, something that happened to you. You got a boo-boo while you were serving, and now that you're being treated for that disability.
And
So we
I would think that tinnitus, and again, I think most people know I'm not a veteran, um, but I think tinnitus, that ringing in your ears, would probably be one of those things that's really pretty common because even in
it's one
basic
of the
training, you
big
would have been
ones.
exposed to like explosions or gunfire. So
Yep,
that could be something that allows someone to be eligible to get care there, right?
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned that there's a means test, and wh- what are the ballpark financial thresholds for people to be able to get their care there?
So right now the threshold is 49,349, but it does vary on your geographical location. So it might go a little bit higher, it might go a little bit lower based on where you live.
Oh, that makes sense because socioeconomic status, your pay rates all over the country are different. So that totally makes sense. Now they're coming in, they'll bring their DD-214. Um, they go through the main door, and then
Mhm.
you said that they just go right to the right.
Yeah, come to our booths, come take a seat in a chair, and we'll take care of you.
Okay. And about how long does it take? So it's not like same day service, right? Or is it?
It could be if you walk in and you're eligible. Afterwards, we would place if you would like a primary care provider with us, we'd place a primary care consult. That's in the community, you call it a referral. And the turnaround time for a callback is typically around 3 business days. And then somebody will contact you, a new patient coordinator, to book your very first appointment.
Okay. And should people like call ahead to schedule an appointment to meet with you, or
Nope, we are a walk-in service. You do not need to call to book an appointment.
oh, that's awesome. That is really good. Let's see. And when someone gets approved,
Mhm.
there's been talk in the media that sometimes getting appointments in other parts of the country take a really long time. And I know that the Providence VA Medical Center is actually one of the top medical centers in the country. You guys have won awards. About how long would it take in general to get a visit with a primary care doctor?
So that depends on the diagnosis of the patient, if they need to be seen sooner than later. If you're a healthy individual and you accept a video appointment, which we call VVCs, to get your foot in the door, it would be sooner rather than later. But they are really accommodating with these appointments. But I don't have an exact
Yep.
turnaround time. It depends on the veteran and what provider they're going to see, what team they get accepted to. So each one is different.
Okay. Like a lot of the community-based medical providers, if you're going to get a new doctor, you might go to, one big provider agency, and then within it there's multiple different doctors. Once approved for care through the Providence VA Medical Center, is it kind of like one-stop shopping? So if you do have the tinnitus, audiology, vision, podiatry, is it one stop right there, easy to navigate?
For the most part, yes, we are a one-stop shop. You get seen by your primary care. If that you and your primary care provider decide that you need a specialty care, they put in another consult for specialty care. You'll be contacted by that department and they book your appointment. If we do not have the service available here, we would send you out to the community for community care.
Okay. If I wanted to still see my doctor, is that an option? Like if I was following someone for a while, is that still an option?
You mean somebody in the community, an
Yeah.
outside PCP? Absolutely, you can have both. You can
Oh,
have an
okay.
outside primary care and one at the VA. You just need to be seen once a year.
Okay.
And
So
we can accept a last doctor's note, your prescriptions from the outside, and the VA, if you choose, can fill your prescriptions and even mail them to your house.
wow, because that can make a huge difference, particularly if someone is an older veteran or maybe they have mobility challenges, that it's not like trying to run back and forth to the pharmacy to pick stuff up and it can get sent right to your
Absolutely.
door.
Mhm.
Now, the PACT Act, which went into effect, I think it was in June, July of 2022, made a lot of folks who maybe previously were not eligible for benefits. Now they are. How is that being handled at the Providence VA Medical Center? Is that something that you maybe have a list of people or they get expedited eligibility? How has that impacted people's ability to get care that they need?
So a lot of the veterans are going online and registering for a toxic exposure risk assessment exam.
Mhm.
Sorry, that's long. Or once they get seen by their primary care provider, we do like a screening. Were you exposed to any toxic exposures? And we go through a list. And if any of those are positive, they set you up with that exam and refer you to the VBA,
Okay,
which is the Veterans Benefit of Affairs.
and I think what a lot of times people maybe don't realize is when you go to the Providence VA Medical Center, downstairs in the basement, if you take the elevators down,
Mm-hmm.
and if this is going to be Rhode Island directions, even in the building, if you take a right down the hallway where the barber shop used to be,
Yep.
a few
It's a
doors
few.
down on your left is the VBA.
Yes, but they do have limited hours. They're there Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. through 12 p.m.
Okay.
But if you'd like, you can also call their office, and that is 401-223-3700. And that's for the Veterans Benefits Administration.
And then they can get you connected with more of the different kinds of benefits outside of medical.
Yeah,
So if you
correct.
need home modifications, if you need additional funds, if it's
Hmm.
home loans, all those different things, that's where the VBA
Yes,
comes into
and they
place.
help establish your service connection.
Wow. And if you are going through the Providence VA Medical Center, is it possible to be able to get qualified for services through the Providence VA Medical Center and really have that full continuum of care. So you can get your regular health care where you go into the doctor, but then maybe you are aging or you become more ill. And now is home care a possibility through the Providence VA Medical Center?
Absolutely. And we have a list of contracted nursing homes and assisted living facilities.
That is awesome. So that way, if you do require more care over time and you're connected with the Providence VA Medical Center, then it's something that is easier to navigate, it sounds like.
Absolutely. And the sooner you get into the Providence VA and establish care, and we take care of you for longer, the easier it is to get get that support for you as you do age.
That is amazing. And for individuals who perhaps we know, for example, our Vietnam veterans, when they first returned home, they were turned away for services. Are you finding that more Vietnam veterans are returning to the Providence VA, or are there
Yes,
still many out there
absolutely.
we need to reach?
We're finding that a lot of them are coming in, but there's always a possibility that there are some still out there that we need to reach.
That's amazing. How about our women veterans? Are there resources available for the women veterans?
Yes, there are. We have an entire women's clinic dedicated just to women. So they don't even need to step foot in the main building unless they need labs or imaging or a
Okay.
specialty care. But we have for primary care, we have a women's clinic here.
Wow. So it once someone is found to be eligible for benefits and all they have to do is walk in, is they can get an appointment right away and it really does become a one-stop shop for all of their medical needs, right?
That is correct. We have an emergency room, we have an inpatient unit, we have express care and specialty care and primary care.
And what is express care?
So express care is for a walk-in um, urgent care, but it's for acute issues. So if you weren't able to get with your primary care provider, but you get a rash or a sore throat, you could go to express care. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m.
Wow. I did not realize that. So that way if you roll your ankle, you can go through express care without feeling like you need to go sit in like an actual emergency room. Although you offer the emergency room.
Correct. And if after you're triaged by express care, if they feel the need that you do need to be seen by the emergency room, it's right across the hallway.
Oh, that's perfect. And I don't know if this falls under something that you would know, but if a veteran is in the community and they are experiencing a medical emergency, can they ask to be taken by ambulance to the Providence VA Medical Center?
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So, really, truly, across the whole age spectrum, there's no age minimum or age maximum for services, right?
There is not.
Okay. So, again, for people to find out if they're eligible, what are the criteria again to get services through the Providence VA Medical Center?
The criteria would be a priority group 1 through 8. The only priority group that's not eligible for primary care services would be the 8G.
Okay. And
Um,
primary group 1 through 8, who determines a priority group?
so that's based on if you have any special eligibilities, um, and if you were exposed to toxic exposures, if you served in Vietnam, if you served in World War II, the list goes on and on.
Okay.
And then it's based on your DD-214. So we pull all that information, all these little informations, we plug it into our system and it calculates it and gives us a priority group.
Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. So it's kind of more almost like an automated based on, okay, you served in World War II and you were located in XYZ place, or you served in Vietnam
Correct.
and you were in country. Got it.
Or
Okay.
you were in Iraq, you automatically automatically qualify for terror, which is that toxic exposure.
Okay. And that's not something that people in order to qualify, they don't need to like get an attorney or anything like that. They can literally just
Absolutely
walk in
not.
and see you.
They can walk in and come and see us, and we'll help them.
Awesome. So if people watching, maybe they're hesitant to walk in to the Providence VA and just take a right. If they wanted to call, how could they reach you?
So they can call the main line.
That's the
Absolutely. If you,
273-7100.
yep. I'm at extension 13300. So if there was, any hesitation or you were nervous about coming to the office, I have my own private office. You can come sit in here. I'll enroll you personally. We are very flexible and supportive of all the different situations that the veterans have been through.
That is awesome because I think sometimes people might need healthcare and maybe could be hesitant about discussing what their signs and symptoms are. So I think it's really good that they have the ability to come see you in an office and have those conversations more privately. And you said
Absolutely.
the phone is 401-273-7100, and you're at extension 13300, 13300.
Yes,
And they really will get Trisha.
they will get me.
Unless you're, doing some fun things like live streaming, right?
Right. And then I'll call you back within 24 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if you were unable to come within the business hours, I can make an after hours appointment to meet with you as well.
That is awesome. Now, one other last question for you. If someone is maybe having challenges to make that call themselves, can caregivers reach out to you to kind of coordinate getting someone to apply for services?
So that's a gray area. Yes, they can. But if they would probably need like a power of attorney,
Okay.
and the veteran would also need to be willing to come in with them. There
Yeah.
absolutely you can come in with a support system, but the veteran has to agree.
Okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. We can't railroad people into getting care one way or the other. Doesn't matter if you're a veteran or not. But
Yeah.
sometimes like navigating, just getting transportation to get there or being able to hear well on the phone sometimes takes a little bit more effort from other people to help you be able to get that. So that's really good that people can have their support systems
Yes, they
join you.
can. It takes a village.
Amen to that. Absolutely. That's why I'm so glad that you're able to take the time out to come on the show because it really is all of us working together in order to help one another. Like we got to row the boat in the same direction.
Yes.
So thank you. I know that you're super busy because there's a lot of folks who are eligible out there. And I don't want to interrupt anybody else's calls that I already have. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Yes, and thank you for having me. It was nice to meet you, and it was wonderful getting all this information out there.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I hope you guys have a great day.
Yes. Everybody, it really is very friendly, very easy to go see if you're eligible for services through the Providence VA Medical Center. And it can make a world of difference in the kind of care that you are eligible for and able to get across your age spectrum. So as you age, the care can change to meet your needs. It really is a great opportunity. So give Trisha a call. That's the 273-7100 extension 13300, or really just walk into the main lobby. They have valet parking, so you don't even have to worry about parking the car. But go check it out because the care you receive is going to be among the top in the country at our Providence VA Medical Center. So I'm glad everybody was able to join me today. If you have questions about your services for veterans or their family members, or how you can support our veterans and their family members, please come out to our 5th annual Calling All Veterans Day happening on Saturday, August 17th from 10 to 2. It's going to be at the CB Memorial Park right next to the CB Museum. A lot of cool stuff to check out in there. And it's free. It is open to the public. Come show your support. Come out and get some great information. Come say hi to me in person. Everybody, I am so glad that you were able to join me today. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. In the meantime, be well and be kind.
If you liked this video, please follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For more information, visit rielderinfo.com or call 401-585-0509. If you have any questions, email deb@rielderinfo.com.